Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers game previews here on Dolynny TV. I'm Tyson Dolynny to take you through what's going to be a fun one against the LA Kings because, guys, without a doubt, they're the worst team in the Pacific Division, ladies and gentlemen. But that always proposes some problems for the Edmonton Oilers through the first, mathematically 28% of the NHL season. Now, yes, okay, you know what, fair, you know what, you want to rip me tonight going into this game? Why isn't that jersey back on the wall? Who's slacking around here? This guy is. So, with that said, what I'm going to tell you is if you want to see which jersey goes there because you're new here and you don't exactly know what's going on Dolynny TV, why there's a blank spot on the wall, hit that subscribe button, get to familiarize yourself around the place, and then when you return or you watch an old video, you'll know what goes right there on the wall. Most of you already know. So that's my little pitch there. Let's get to it, guys. Oilers Kings, 8:30 p.m. start on a Thursday evening, right before my busiest day of work since a month ago. Pretty much. Tomorrow's going to be crazy at work. So what we're hoping for here, ladies and gentlemen, is a good game, a quick game, a clean game, no crazy 3 called back goals or something nutty going on, and get it going so as I can get to bed and get to work on time tomorrow morning. And with that said, obviously point number 1 is we do get somebody who, depending on who you ask in the fan base, is our most steady defenseman on the back end, right? A leader, a guy who really knows how to, play defense. I mean, I don't believe so 90% of the majority of the time, let's just say. But who I am talking about is, after all this time, Mr. Adam Larsson finally returns. He's played less than a full game this season for us. And let's get to the Oilers lineup here against the LA Kings. Sorry that the camera's shaking. Zap's sitting here licking my camera or my laptop stand. So it is just what it is. It's Draisaitl, McDavid, Kazian on that top line. Guys, I literally don't even need to touch that. You guys touch that in the comments every single time. Kara, RNH, Neil, guys, this is the weird part. This line, obviously, we got 2 goals out of this line against the San Jose Sharks. Problem is, that Kara goal wasn't with the other 2 guys on the ice. Kara actually scored on the third line, grind line gang. That's huge. That's absolutely massive. We have yet to get that out of Kara this year. We got it. We good. We're gold. Now let's see if he can get one on this second line fully together. Oh, just right. Just right. Nygaard, Sheehan, Archibald. I will be honest, you're probably sitting here saying, I'm avoiding talking too much about a good win against San Jose. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's because I kind of returned back to southern Alberta after a weekend spent up in Cold Lake, right? You saw my pictures from the Dallas game. Didn't want to talk too much about that one afterwards. Oh, my goodness. But I was up in Cold Lake, and, of course, Tuesday was my travel day. Got in, should have had a nap as soon as I got home at 2 o'clock. However, it had snowed about 6 inches here by the time I got home. So it was the fact that I was exhausted from a drive of having to wipe my windshield every 5 seconds due to spray off the roads, shoveling the walk. Long weekend of sleeping on the couch. Although Budsy came up clutch. You guys know him. Cold Lake Kid in the chat there on the live streams. He came up clutch letting me have a couch for the weekend. And so it is just what it is, right? I was tuckered out and I made it through the first period, flipped around in my bed, and good night. Woke up to a 5-goal victory for the Edmonton Oilers. Granlund, Haas, Chiasson. Well, guys, you know what? All right. I'll take it. You know what? We got a goal out of Granlund as well. So if Oscar Clefbaum can get a couple of shots blocked, get down, trickling into the more dangerous parts of the ice after a guy's down, I'm gonna take that backdoor ripper every single time from Granlund if we can get that queued up. Honestly, I am not gonna argue that whatsoever. Now this is where it gets fun on the defense, ladies and gentlemen, because this is some kind of weird turn of events, but exactly how we wanted it to go for the Oilers this season. What I mean by that is you'll get to the math when I talk about Adam Larsson being activated. Nurse Bear, Clefbaum Jones, Russell, Larsson. Larsson activated for this game off of LTIR. Now what you need to know today, Matt Benning was placed on the IR. Brandon Manning reactivated off the IR. So a defenseman going whoop, 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 all over the place today in Edmonton Oilers land. And, well, okay, Matt Benning's out with concussion protocol. We get 2 defensemen back. We still have Caleb Jones. Like, Wow, we've got a lot going on. Well, here we go, guys. It's the simple fact that Larsson's going to line up with Russell tonight to get him back to this. And to anyone that sits here and says Russell is the mentor, Russell is the safe spot, Russell is this, that, you know what? I guess if you're going to say why Russell's getting paid $4 million, it's to do exactly that. Because the shot blocking, Clefbaum has more shot blocks than him. So what are we really gaining there? But my point is that Russell brings that, I wouldn't call it leadership. I wouldn't call it leadership. I wouldn't call it quiet leadership. I would call it steady presence. And that's exactly, I guess, from what I've read online today about Larsson and Russell being paired up, is the simple fact that it is just to let Larsson have somebody steady so as he can go back to playing his game and then work his way up the lineup. And my goodness, if Dave Tippett thinks a Nurse-Larsson pairing tonight is good in the third period, rest in peace to our hopes of winning, ladies and gentlemen, because we saw that in the training camp, and no thank you, never again, please. Never again, Mr. Tippett, never again, please. Anyway, what I was talking about when it comes to this Larsson activation off the LTIR is somehow, some way, with the current roster, you can go on Cap Friendly, see what the current roster is. It includes a healthy Brandon Manning, a healthy Sam Gagner, and of course a healthy Adam Larsson, and we're 700 plus change thousand above or below the salary cap. So we have 700,000 plus change in salary cap money to use. So here's the thing. This is the weird part about this Oilers team. You demote Brandon Manning, you demote Sam Gagner, suddenly you might end up actually being able to be $2.5 million below the cap. And that's a weird, coming into the season we were kind of around that spot, but this is a weird scenario for us as Oilers fans, because you start talking that $2.5 million below the cap, and suddenly you start talking you can add a player for a third and a second round pick, that middle ground guy that's going to get it done on that third line for you in the playoffs. You can add that at the deadline, and that's dangerous for us in the spot we currently find ourselves sitting in. Now, of course, yeah, maybe that means you have to move Gagner, Brandon Manning, but guys, wow, okay, I did not expect that. I mean, I tried to do every bit of math possible, and somehow I came up $500,000 short on the salary cap, and I'm very blown away. If you're as confused as I am, go read through Cap Friendly today. It's mind-boggling, realistically. I don't know how it works, but it just is what it is. Now, Mr. Mike Smith gets back in there because this is the way it's gone. Right? For the start of the year, it was 2 games for each goalie. Now it's bad game, good game, alternating goalies, right? So bad game for Mike Smith, good game for Mike Smith, bad game for Koskinen, good game for Koskinen. So as much as I'm liking the 2-2 rotation, I don't like bad game, good game. That's not doing it here in November, especially considering we have 1 point to get in our next 5 games remaining in the month to be able to still be on track for playoffs come November 30th, right? The math is 94 points by the end of the season. The math says you need just over 15 points a month to do that. So yeah, technically speaking, go get the 16, which 2 times 16, are we doing the math? Is 32, and we're sitting at 31 today, tied with the St. Louis Blues, who play the Calgary Flames, who, depending on how you want things to go, do you want Calgary to win, which I really don't want that to happen, but do you want to have sole possession of the of the Western Conference's first place spot? Yes. So mathematically, my goodness, it's a toss-up which way you want that St. Louis Blues game, Calgary Flames game to go. So guys, LA. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be an easy game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is what we got to do against LA. What I'm going to tell you is what the Oilers have to do for themselves tonight, which we have not done in a lot of previous losses in which we had a chance to make up some ground and do some damage in games that we absolutely should have. There's the key term. Absolutely should have. Not saying anything about the opponent. No, sirree. I've done that too many times this season. Absolutely not. What I am saying about this game tonight is we have to show up at 8:30 As soon as the puck drops, bang, crash, offensive zone possession, score early, score often. We've done it very well in our past few first periods, right? You think San Jose, you think Dallas, we've had some very good starts, and that's exactly what this Oilers team needs to do. Dallas was a good start for a Saturday afternoon game. I guess realistically in my heads-to-heads it wasn't that great of a start, but it was still better than most starts we have had. So, that's it. Like I said, start on time, crash and bang, score goals. That's all we have to do in that first period. We do that, play a steady game the rest of the way home, let Adam Larsson reacclimate to the NHL game, we're going to be mint. Now the problem is, like I said, we haven't done that several times this year, and we need to avoid doing that again tonight against the LA Kings. First versus worst in the Pacific Division this evening. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. That's been your game preview. I hope you enjoyed my look back at covering the Oilers for 1 year on YouTube. I released that as soon as I got home today, and well, now you get my video today. That was meant to come out yesterday, so if you're wondering why I mentioned Todd McClellan's firing today, well, that was actually yesterday, which was actually the release date of the video. But then I got distracted watching Homeland. Season 7's fantastic, by the way. Guys, Tyson, Dolynny TV, up on out of here.